That changed kind of quick, didn't it? We just reported that he wasn't taking a plea deal. What, like last week? Must have changed his mind. They was talking about multiple life sentences. He said, Let's talk. Let's talk. What's the agreements? What do I need to do? What you got for me? What's the terms? I could get out in how long? All right, man. I mean, if that's what it is, that's what it is. We're gonna play the footage. We're gonna go through the details. We're gonna break down the actual plea terms and agreements. And there's gonna be a small catch in there that some people's gonna stand on. The no contest versus guilty versus not guilty pleas, right? We're gonna get to that. So in the whole YMW Melly coverage and update, by the time we get to the end of this, you guys should see what the title says. YMW Melly is cooked. Now that his co-defendant, YMW Bortlen, has taken this plea deal. We got a bunch to go through today. After that, we're going to get into some of your boy, Young Thug, right? We got a couple updates to look at. One or two that's just like, damn, Thug. Caught right there. That's not a good one. Got a little bit of 6ix9ine in here. We got some funny clips that definitely going to give us a laugh here Wednesday morning. Got some reactions across the internet as well for Young Thug. We got Drake. Drake is back in the stream. A little breakdown from his Iceman episode 3 that we got to take a look at. A pretty big shot. Pretty big shit. Look, you be asking for shit, Drake, so don't sue. All right. Y'all, let's see what we talking about when we get there. Who else do we got? We got NBA YoungBoy. All right. Shout out to him. Y'all see he's on tour tearing shit up, right? But we got an update for him. We got Tyler Perry. I think y'all know where I'm going with that one, right? And I got some funny ones towards the end that y'all are not going to want to miss. Y'all going to see them ones and be like, yo, what the just when you thought you saw it all on the internet, I'm going to remind us every day, damn near, that we haven't. It's just the power of the damn internet, man. All I got to do is scroll and say, what the So we'll get there when we get there. But let's get to it because we got a bunch to go through. And even playing this court footage, probably anywhere from, I'm going to speed it up, but maybe about 13, 14 minutes or so. So, all right, let's get into the weeds. Let's walk.
Mr. Henry, I'm going to put you under oath, and I'm going to ask you some questions. If I ask you something you don't understand, please let me know. I'll try to ask you a better question, okay? As loud as you can so the court reporter can get down all the answers, okay? Raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. You can put your hand down. Please state your full name.
Pardon of the volume. It's not too loud, at least over here.
How old are you? How far did you go in school? Do you read and understand the English language? Are you presently under the influence of any drugs, medication, or alcohol? Have you ever been treated for a mental illness? Are they giving you any medication in the jail right now? How are you feeling this afternoon? Your head is clear? You understand what's going on this afternoon? You understand you're resolving 2 pending felony cases this afternoon? Mr. Haddad or Mr. Nascimento, have you seen or heard Mr. Henry say or do anything which would call into question in your mind whether you understand what's going on? All right, so Mr. Henry, it's 2 cases, sir. I'm going to go one at a time. In case number 19-1871 CF10A, this is before the agreement you made with the state, before the deal you made with the state. You were charged as follows. Counts 1 and 2 is murder in the first degree with a firearm. Those are capital offenses. The maximum and mandatory penalty is life in Florida State prison. Counts 3 and 4 are accessory after the fact of murder in the first degree. Those are each first degree felonies. The maximum penalty is 30 years in Florida State prison.
I think what's been presented so far is everybody's honing in on YMW Melly as the sole and primary shooter. I say that to say he probably had a good shot at beating that first one, but the accessory, whole different ball game.
In case number 23-10643 CF10A, you're charged in count 1, tampering with a witness in a capital felony. That is punishable by life in Florida State prison. Count 2, directing the activities of criminal gang. That's a first degree felony. Again, punishable up to life in Florida State prison. Count 5 is conspiracy to commit tampering. Again, as it relates to a first degree murder charge, that is punishable by a maximum penalty of life in Florida State prison. And count 7, unlawful use of a two-way communication device as charged. That's a second degree felony. The maximum penalty is 15 years in Florida State prison. So, sir, again, before the agreement you made with the state, before the deal you made with the state, your maximum exposure here was life in Florida State prison, followed by 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 75 years in Florida State prison. Sir, do you understand all
basically 6
maximum possible penalties involved?
Oh,
and it's my understanding that you want to resolve both cases today. Is that correct? Yes. And that resolution is an agreement you've reached with the state, the terms of which are as follows. Number 1, in the 19 case, you're going to plead no contest to both counts of accessory after the fact. In the 23 case, you're going to plead no contest to all 4 counts as charged. In exchange for that, the state is going to null process, that is, drop the 2 first-degree murder counts. All right, I'm going to adjudicate you guilty. Yes, sir. What's happening with that?
That would be no problem.
So he's only going to plead to the tampering with a witness in a capital felony, conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of the two-way communication device?
Just the tampering and the unlawful use.
Just count 1 and count 7. State, you're going to null process count 2 and count 5.
Correct.
As it relates only to Mr. Henry. Okay. So, Mr. Henry, what it's going to be is 2 counts of accessory after the fact, tampering with a witness in a capital felony, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. In exchange for that, I'm going to adjudicate you guilty on the 2 accessory counts as well as the tampering count. I'm going to sentence you to 10 years in Florida State Prison. That will be followed by 6 years of reporting probation. In the unlawful use of a two-way communication device, that's a second-degree felony. The maximum exposure. It's the second as charged, I believe. It's a third, except as it relates to a capital case. But I'm happy to look it up. Well, what did you want the negotiated sentence to be for that?
That was going to be the maximum.
5 years? Is that what you're going to do?
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so, sir, as to that count, it's going to be adjudication of 5 years in Florida State Prison. So the 2 accessory counts as well as the temporary count, those come with 6 years of reporting probation after the Department of Corrections sentence. I'll give you credit for all the time that you've served in both cases. All of those counts will run concurrently. All those sentences will run concurrently. All counts in all cases that are at the same time with each other. I'm going to have to impose mandatory court costs.
Concurrent and time served.
I'm going to order restitution payable to Terry Bagley and payable to Ashley Phillips and reserve to the amount. I'm going to give the state 120 days to tell me the amount of that restitution. If they fail to do so within 120 days, there will be no restitution. If they come back with an amount and the attorneys agree on the amount, I will impose that as another condition of your sentence to pay back that restitution. If they come back with an amount and the attorneys do not agree on the amount, I will conduct a restitution hearing. Sir, lastly, and I want to make it very clear on the record, and it's unrelated to this negotiated change of plea, I guess at some point after the fact, the state wants to take a proffer from you or have a discussion with you, ask you some questions about whatever that may be. What I want you to understand, sir, is I guess that's part of this negotiated resolution, but your answers to any of those questions, whatever they might be, have no bearing on me and have no bearing on this negotiated resolution. In other words, the deal you've negotiated is the deal you've negotiated, and that's the ballgame. Do you understand all that, sir? Have you had enough time to talk to your lawyers about all that? They've answered all your questions? You're sure that that's what you want to do? Because I want to emphasize, Mr. Henry, and I'm going to do this again at the end of my plea colloquy. Whether you resolve the case by way of a negotiated plea or an open plea to me, or you resolve the case by way of a trial, it doesn't matter to me at all. But due to the resources that have been devoted to this case, I have 250 jurors summoned for jury duty starting tomorrow. So I want to be very thorough with you here this afternoon, because if you wake up tomorrow or the next day and you decide you changed your mind and you want to resolve this case, both cases, by way of a jury trial, that's not going to happen. All right? If you want to have a trial, the trial starts tomorrow. If you want to accept the deal, you can accept the deal today. But there's not.
Before we get to that, wrap that piece up right there where he's talking about, listen, ain't no turning back. This is it right here, or tomorrow we start in trial. Chat, do you realize, like, this is how it happens, man? That is some scary shit. The best way to not be a snitch is to never be in the situation to begin with. What do I mean by that? You got a lot of people that swear up. They will literally look in the mirror and they will believe in their heart and in their mind, I'm not telling shit. I stand on that. I really, really believe that. I was trained like that. I've been built that life. I've been groomed like that. I done had already survived tough times. I'm experienced in all this type of shit. I'm a whole street nigga. I done did dirt shit that happened to me. I done did shit to people. Cool. But when you are there, that is the true reality of it. When you are there. Now, mind you, you're not even talking about, all right, I just got arrested. They got me in the interrogation room. This is literally day one. And the detectives are asking me questions and they're asking me to write a statement. And I say, kick rock, suck a dick, right? We're not at that point. We're talking about already years spent in jail, right? I think he made bail at one point, right? But this case has been going for like 4 years, 5, whatever, right? So let's say he spent like at least 2 years inside. He's obviously not going back and forth to court right now, right? I mean, from while he's already out on bond, he's going from prison to court, right? That's why he's got the jumper on. So he's already been locked up. So you're already serving years in jail. You get told to your face, you got 5 life sentences plus 75, pretty much 6 life sentences. But if you take this deal, you will not have to go to trial. what you will get is 10 years plus 6 years probation. We will give you time served. Okay. So let's say hypothetically he's been in there for 2 years. He spent already 2 years time. Now you're down to 8. This is all happening, I think, in Florida. What if you have to serve in Florida X percent of your time? Let's pull that up real quick. In Florida, what percentage of your sentence must be served? Well, I should be like 90 or 85 or some shit like that. It says 85 in Florida. Under the state's truth in sentencing laws, most individuals sentenced to prison must serve at least 85% of their sentence. So if he got 10 years, and if he got 10 years plus time served, let's say 2 years, that's 8. I'm not the greatest math guy with that one right there. What is 85% of 8? Right? What is that? 6 something, 6.5 or some shit like that? 85% of 8 is 6.8. He's gonna end up serving probably a little less than 7 years and then come out to probation. He had murder in the first on him, right? He was facing 5 life sentences plus 75 years. And then, how old is this guy? Hold on. Let's do it. How old is YMW Bortlen? How old is this guy? Let me see if we could find that. He's 26 years old. He's 26 years old. This is what I mean, people. The best way to make sure that you will never snitch is to never be in this. Yo, dude might be home 26. Let's just give it to 7. That's 30. Wait. 6, that's 32, 33. He might be at home by the time he's 33 years old. 33 years old. You got a lot of people that's 33 years old and they don't even want kids yet. They're like, nah, I'm still too young. I'm still 33 from 5 plus 75 years, 5 L's plus 75, 6 lives, down to I'm back to life, hopefully, as I know it, by the time I'm 32, 33 years old. And their lives, when people go to sleep and they say, damn, I thought I wasn't a snitch. I thought I was willing to take everything to the end. I was going to the end zone with this, to trial. Fuck this. If I got to sit here and fight this with my brother, and the next thing you know, you're like, damn, I've been in this bitch for fucking 2 years. My family, my girl, my friends, they talk about come home. The government comes to me with a deal that's going to let me get out while I still got my youth. 32 years old is still young. While I still got my youth. Man, hold on. Let me think about this shit. That's how it happens. That's how it happens, B.
They're giving buyer's remorse, in other words.
Damn.
They're giving you plenty of time to think about this. Talk to your lawyers about it. Talk to your family about it. I talked to you about it last week. Kind of looks like your lawyers probably did something or other to get a better disposition for you as of this afternoon. But this is it today. So understanding all that, you've had enough time to talk to your lawyers about all that. That's what you want to do. So, sir, has anyone forced you, threatened you, or coerced you into entering these pleas? If I accept your pleas, there will not be a trial in either one of these cases. Do you understand that? If I accept these pleas, there's a whole bunch of constitutional rights you are giving up. I want to make sure you understand all of those rights. You have the right to maintain your plea of not guilty and have a trial in each case. You have the right to present defenses, to file motions and other pleadings in support of your defense. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to have the state prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to confront and cross-examine the witnesses against you. You have the right to appeal any decisions that I may have made up to this point or any rulings I might make in a future trial. But understanding by entering this negotiated resolution today, you are giving up all of those rights. The matter is going to be resolved today, right now.
There was a big one in there. So all the other stuff that, the right to be able to cross, the witnesses that may testify against you, that's all part of the trial. So he's waiving trial and he's never going to, the guy mentioned buyer's remorse as a term. So you waive all that tied to the trial. I get it. But one big one that stood out was he gives up his right for appeals. Right. So while he's in there serving his 10-year sentence minus time served, minus if he ends up only serving 85% of his time under Florida statutes or whatever, think about it. He can't go back and go to the law library. He can't go do some homework. He can't hire a new lawyer. He can't do none of that and say, I need to appeal. Something went wrong in my case. That's it. But at the same time, from going from 5 fucking lives and trading that and saying, damn, I can't even sit down 2 years in and figure out that something went wrong in my trial. And now, I mean, sounds like a decent trade as far as fairness, right? Like, look at K-Su right now. K-So, isn't he going for a new trial? This man, being that he took a plea, see, K-So, he blew trial. He lost. He went all the way to the end. They was like guilty. This man's taking that plea deal, and with that comes these type of agreements. No appeal process, B.
This afternoon, is that what you want to do? Are you satisfied with your lawyers? Have you had enough time to speak with them? Have they answered all your questions? Are you satisfied with all the work that they have done for you? Sir, I've got 2 identical plea forms here entitled Plea of Guilty or No Contest to Criminal Charges in Circuit Court. Each one has your name on the top, your initials on the left-hand side, front and back, and your signature on the back. Did you go over both of these forms? Any questions about what I'm doing?
So we here in court as the formality and putting this all on record and the actual legal process, but he's already signed it at this point. He just said initialed and signed. Like, is that your name, buddy? Yes, sir. It looked like he putting his head down at times. I believe YMW Melly's family is there in the court during all of this.
For these forms? And is that your signature on the back of each form? Sir, there's a few things that I need to tell everyone that I take a plea from. They may or may not apply to you. If you are not a citizen of the United States, these pleas will result in your deportation. Do you understand that? Oof. Under the provisions of the Jimmy Rice Act, if the offenses to which you are pleading are sexually violent or sexually motivated offenses, or if you've been previously convicted of such offenses, then these pleas will subject you to an involuntary civil commitment as a sexually violent predator upon completion of your sentences. Do you understand that? If these are drug offenses, the Department of Motor Vehicles will revoke your driver's license for a period of 1 year. Do you understand that? Sir, paragraph 11 of each form that you sign reads as follows. I acknowledge that my attorney and I have reviewed any discovery disclosed by the state. My attorney and I are unaware of any physical evidence for which DNA may exonerate me. In other words, sir, if there's any physical evidence in the case that we could test for DNA, that DNA evidence would not tell me that you were not one of the people in that vehicle when these crimes occurred. But actually the opposite would be true. If there was any such physical evidence that could be tested for DNA, that DNA evidence would tell me that you were one of the 2 people that was inside this vehicle when these crimes occurred. Sir, do you agree with that statement? State, do you agree with that statement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, do you agree with that statement? Mr. Henry, understanding everything.
1000% puts himself in the car, because remember that keyword accessory. 1000% put himself in the car right there. That's it. Melly is done.
That I have talked to you about up to this point. Do you still want to go ahead and resolve both cases today, right now? Defense, is he stipulating to a factual basis for the purpose of each plea in both cases?
Yes.
And if he's entitled to a PSI defense, are you going to waive that as to each case?
Absolutely.
State, is there anything else that you need me to do before I take this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Mr. Henry, again, 2 cases. We're going to do one at a time. In case number 19.
I think this is YMW Melly's family here. Look at this all in court. You can wear a do-rag in court? When's the last time y'all was in court? Don't you got to take off your hats and all that type of shit? Dude, you able to be in there with a do-rag? Shout out to you. But, oh, man. I mean, this is part of it, man. The lives directly and indirectly that are impacted. The friends, the families, the mothers, the fathers, the brothers, the sisters, the nieces, the aunts, the godfathers, the godmothers, sons, the daughters. Shit.
1871 CF10A. As to count 3, accessory after the fact to murder in the first degree. And as to count 4, accessory after the fact
Accessory after
to murder
the
in
fact.
the first degree. How are you going to plead, sir? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? In case number 23, 10.
How do I have a guilty plea or even of accessory after the fact, as well as the omission and the signature and agreeance to my DNA? Yes, I'm in that car. And what is YMW Melly's, what is his defense now? Remember the first time when I think there was like a hung jury or, you know, this is the second trial, right? First time around, one of their main angles was it started out like as a drive-by shooting or something like a good try, buddy. But what is your defense now that you have this plea agreement from Bortlen? What does his lawyers do? I tell you what they probably doing right now. They probably literally no bullshit. They probably talking amongst each other and may even be talking with the state to see what type of deal that they can get. No trial. The same way Bortlen is choosing no trial for me. The judge told him clearly, listen, this is your last chance. No buyer's remorse. Trial will start tomorrow. Don't have me get these jury selections going, all this type of shit. And you think you and your lawyer are going to come back and say, no, no, you know what? We're going to, no, this is it right here. This is your deal. Once it's done, it's done. Now, if YMW Melly still decides to take this to trial, what is his defense? Where does he go? And you, I bet y'all $50 right now. First person that DMs me. If anybody wants to bet that if I reply to you, you got the bet. You were first. YMW Melly is going to take this to trial because he has no choice. That plea deal that would come to him would be life. This double murder, no. It's going to, you think they're going to come to him like, all right, we'll skip trial for you if you'll take 10 years. No. And then you could also tell by what they are offering his co-defendant and the accessory, Bortlen. They really don't give a fuck about him. This is considered a heinous crime, B. You talking about shooting allegedly two of your friends, driving to another location, acting like it was a drive-by, dropping them off and altering the bodies and all that. This is considered heinous type shit that you could do this in cold blood to these two people. You think YMW Melly then, as who they're pointing to is the shooter, is going to get some 10-year plea deal? This whole thing shows you that they don't give a fuck about Bortlen. Yes, a 10-year sentence plus 85% and then time served. It's still, nobody wants to serve a weekend in that place. It's still a lot of time of your life. But for a crime like this, for him to get the deal that he is getting right here in comparison to me says they're willing to say, bye, nigga, shooter, allegedly, for this shit. So if they're willing to give Bortlen this type of deal, what type of plea do you think, if he went for one, if they even offered him one or negotiated one for Melly? Half a life? Okay, we won't give you life. We'll skip trial. We'll give you take 45 years with no eligibility for parole. He's gonna fight it now. You got no choice. They ain't on his ass for fucking a 15-year deal. I don't see that at all.
643 CF10A. As to count 1, tampering with a witness in a capital felony, and count 7, unlawful use of a two-way communication device. How are you going to plead, sir? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? I will accept your no contest pleas as to each. I'm going to find a factual basis to support each based upon my review of each electronic probable cause affidavit, as well as your stipulation in court here today. I'm going to further find that you have freely, voluntarily, intelligently waived your rights,
they do.
that you have knowingly entered each plea with the advice.
It's not just the mastermind. Like, this isn't some big elaborate mafia RICO or nothing like that, right? This is a consolidated shooting, you know? So you're not trying to pull a bunch of points together like you're the leader, you're the underboss. Young Thug is this, Woody is that, the co-founder is this, Gotti is that. Like, no, this ain't connecting all of that. This is just this one isolated incident, and they want the shooter, mainly the shooter. Like, who else do we have at this point? You know, this is far different than Gunna saying there's two people. We found out later that was 3, but 2 people allegedly in the car, and it's not my gun. So, all right, well, we're going to consider it to be thugs then. This is not just that. Like, it's like, all right, there's 4 people in the car. 2 of them are deceased, right? I'm just making it up. 2 of them are deceased. 2 of them got shot close range. Where we at? And then this guy obviously is pleading out to accessory after the fact, and it's a wrap. It's a wrap, man. He's done.
As a competent counsel who you've told me that you are satisfied with, that you understand the nature of the charges and the consequences of the plea. Accordingly, and pursuant to the negotiated agreement, I will sentence you as follows. In case number 19-1871 CF10A, as to count 3 and count 4, I will adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 10 years in Florida State Prison. That will be followed by 6 years of reporting probation. I will impose mandatory court costs. Pursuant to 943.325, I will need a set of your prints and DNA. Pursuant to 938.27, I will impose a cost of prosecution of $100. Sir, I'm also ordering restitution in that case payable to Terry, T-E-R-R-I Bagley, B-A-G-L-E-Y, and Ashley, A-S-H-L-E-Y Phillips, P-H-I-L-L-I-P-S, and reserving as to the amount. I'm going to give the state 120 days to tell me the amount of the restitution. If they fail to do,
I wonder what that amount's going to be too. You might mess around, come home, and that restitution. Should I pull that up? I'll pull it up later. Like, what is the average restitution amount for somebody that's pleading out or hit with accessory to murder?
So within 120 days, there will be no restitution. If they come back with an amount and the attorneys agree on the amount, I will impose that as another condition of your sentence to pay back. If they come back with an amount and the attorneys do not agree on the amount, I will conduct a restitution hearing. That will conclude that. In case number 23-10643 CF10A, as to count 1 and count 7, I will adjudicate you guilty. Count 7 is a sentence of 5 years in Florida State Prison. Count 1 is a sentence of 10 years in Florida State Prison, followed by 6 years of reporting probation. I will impose mandatory court costs in that case as well. I will not impose the cost of prosecution in that case, as I just did so in the previous case. Pursuant to 943.325, I will need another set of your prints and DNA. All of these, there is no restitution in that case. All of these sentences, all counts, both cases, will run concurrently. That is at the same.
And there it is. You add all that up, but it's running concurrent. He's home by 32, 33 years old.
Time with each other. I will give you credit for all the time that you have served. State.
And time served.
19-1871 CFNA.
In both cases, concurrent, both cases, time served he gets.
And in case number 23-10643 CFNA, state your announcement as to count 2 and count 5. I think that concludes all the matters. State, is there anything else that you need me to do regarding Mr. Henry in either case? Mr. Henry, just have one moment.
About to
I'm
get his
looking at the plea forms.
fingerprints.
The 23 case, they have 707 days credit for time served. In the 19 case, 1,340 days credit for time served.
That's his credit. You saw that look right there? I think he saw the cameraman turn to him and start to zoom and shit. He probably saw the cameraman going like this. You see how he looked at the cameraman, snickered like, psst. You don't want that camera in your face right now, do you? Look at him.
Nothing else I can use out in the court.
So listen, my the fee hearing docket is at 3:30 p.m. So
We've already spoken to BSI, they were sitting in court.
okay. I mean, I was going to make it available if you wanted to do it now.
I think.
Okay. Well, they're in charge.
Talking to one of his lawyers, making sure he understands the terms probably.
Anything else from the defense on behalf of Mr. Henry?
It's like, damn, what else you want, buddy? They didn't gave you one of the sweetest deals you could ever get.
All right, Mr. Henry, I'm not quite sure how your lawyers managed to do this, but I wish you good luck, sir.
Wow.
Yeah, he'll be on Mr. Nesmith and Mr. Haddad. We'll have a probation officer here tomorrow.
That's it. And there's a point in this where while he's getting fingerprinted, he turns over and he smiles. You know, he gives him the grill. That gives him one of those. He doesn't put his fingers up, but you know what I mean. I think he still got his grills in throughout all this. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, in summary, I pulled that up in the background. Here's the highlights. Charges he pled no contest to: witness tampering, accessory to capital felony, unlawful use of a communication device such as a two-way device. Charges dropped in the midst of this deal by the prosecutors: 2 counts of first-degree murder, witness tampering, a charge for directing activities of a criminal gang. All right. The sentence and the terms are 10 years in prison, followed by 6 years of probation, credit for time already served, required to provide a sworn statement outlining his role in the events. Give me a second. We're going to get to that topic. Cooperation with prosecution. His attorney confirmed that the no contest plea is not an admission of guilt. Yeah. Importantly, Bortlen is not expected to testify against YMW Melly, and his plea cannot be used against him or anyone else. So keep your eyes and ears out open, people. You will continue to see areas of the streets, areas of these gangsters. This is a new one. Actually, it's not that new. I've seen it before. I'm not a snitch because I didn't take the stand. I didn't have to go to trial. Yeah, you pled out. I didn't have to testify in open court. And but that's a new one. Like you're gonna see people saying that even in this case, because even the lawyers do that. The lawyers will come out publicly and they'll take a public position for their client and say he didn't have to testify. He doesn't have to get up there and testify on YMW Melly. But did you read it? His attorney confirmed that no contest plea is not an admission of guilt. Okay, but Bortlen is not expected to testify in YMW Melly's trial. Okay, but he is required to provide a sworn statement outlining his role in the events. He could sit in a private room with no cameras, no recording devices, no nothing, write his statement that this is what happened, or at least bare minimum, this is what I did. That's part of his plea agreement. That statement is a problem for YMW Melly. It is. And even if you wanted to take that off the table, which is not actually the legal process here that we're reading and we're seeing, even if you want to take that off the table, him simply just taking this fucking plea deal and accepting guilt to an accessory. Well, accessory to what? The main thing that they're going after is a count of murder for both of you motherfuckers. So if one of the charges is accessory to murder and I plead guilty to accessory to murder, I said it in the streams before, the word accessory. So how the fuck does YMW Melly, a co-defendant, defend that? Accessory. Done. Cooked. It's over. You know, even though I haven't done too much live reporting on this case with y'all, the first time around, even the pieces that I was watching and catching and reviews and recaps online, I was always thinking to myself, like, he's not in a great position here at all. I was giving him like a 30%, 20% chance. What did he have his first time around? He had like 1 out of like 12 or whatever jurors that came back and said, that reasonable doubt factor got him his second trial, right? But even that I thought was like, yo, your lawyer is a lawyering and you guys presented it in a way where you tripped up some of them jurors. And good for you, right? Considering that it's going to be all alleged, okay? I wasn't there. But when you look at it, it's just like, who if you're the family members on the other side, like you hate, this is the part of the legal process that you hate. You hate the logic fight that you still have to go through the legal process if you're going to be here in America and go through. Like, all right, there's 4 people, 2 of them are gone. Right? You told me as a drive-by, ballistics and scientific proof and case study and all that shit try to show me that it wasn't no fucking drive-by due to the fucking bullet wounds, the directions of the shots, the autopsies, and all. It's like, really? But the legal process is the legal process, you know? So now you got this guy down. That's it. And now your main target is hanging out there. He's cooked. All right, let's move on to Young Thug. Which one was this one? Is this them killing Young Thug, man?
Every nigga in the world not gonna say, oh, I read it, or I did what wrong. No nigga. But what about the niggas who feel like you don't supposed to mention other niggas' name in front of the police though? The police mentioned the names. I just gave them my stories. The police mentioned their name. I ain't bringing no nigga name up in the interrogation. The police mentioned these nigga name. In the street nigga in the world.
So as you're watching the full interview for the first time, like many of us did, including me, you know, pieces like that, you're going by. But when you snip it out and you focus on it and you pay 1000% attention, it's just like, wait, what? The interrogation audio, there's pieces that we focused in on, you know. Yeah, no, the thing in Cobb County, you know, Pee Wee, who, Roscoe? And then, you know, you mentioned, I don't know, he break the law today. I don't know. I don't want to get in the way of y'all case, but, as far as the beef between Baby and Lil Wayne, yeah, let me break all of that down for you. And don't forget, before you leave here, if you need anything, take my phone number. There's like all these pieces in it where it's like you focus in on them after the interrogation dropped and people began to break it down. It's like, the rules are the rules for you street guys. You can't get around that. You just can't. The rules are the rules, right? I didn't make them. I just hear about them. Right here. I didn't bring up it don't matter. Imagine following a street code that enables me to say anything to the police as long as I don't bring up the name first. That's the first piece of this. That is insane. So what if the fucking the cops just guess right or throw some names out there? I didn't bring it up. I didn't start it. I hate when people do that shit. Shout out to my nigga Serious Joes, man. He did that to me in one of his blogs, and I was just like, I'm smarter than that. Like, he's like, no, I'm not here to talk about ARP. I'm just saying all of this because somebody in the chat asked me, who the fuck put a gun in your head and said you gotta go do a whole hour-long stream because somebody gave you a super chat? Like, no, you could curve it. You could say, I'm not here to talk about that. Me and ARP don't talk about each other. You're like, no, it doesn't work like that. I didn't bring it up. I just gave the story to it. Now, that's the other part. The story to a whole story? I didn't bring it up. Yo. Damn, thug. The fight is lost, my G. One more again.
Girl not finna say, oh, I read it. Oh, I did what wrong. No, nigga. But what about the niggas who feel like you don't supposed to mention other niggas' name in front of the police, though? The police mentioned the names. I just gave them my stories. The police mentioned their name. I ain't bringing no nigga name up in the interrogation. The police mentioned these nigga name. In the street nigga in the world not finna say, oh, I read it. Oh, I did what wrong. No, nigga. But what about the niggas who feel like you don't supposed to mention other niggas' name in front of the police, though? The police mentioned the names. I just gave them my stories. The police.
All right. It's another bad one, people. They can't say I didn't play all of this as neutral as possible, but just keep it 1,000. There was times I was just like, yo, that helps Doug right there. And other times I was just like, nope, that's a problem. Here goes another problem.
Gunna does his plea deal, and he's like one of the first ones to do it.
I was the first one.
Oh, you had the first plea deal.
Yeah.
Aha. Before Gunna.
Before Gunna.
Okay. Gunna does his plea deal, and he's like one of the first ones to do it.
I was the first one.
Oh, you had the first plea deal.
Yeah.
Aha.
Aha. So we looked at that paperwork too the other day that came out, and I said, look, I'm looking at the dates up here, and this isn't good, at least for Thug's interview and some of the rationale that he was trying to give, some of his logic and reasoning that he was trying to give. Technically, whoever, it don't matter. If there's 3 people, if there's 10 people in my case and 3 people take a plea deal, and then it gets to me and I'm 4th up, technically, I'm like Thug's own words, you are your own man. Technically, that I shouldn't say if I'm following street code to the T, and I'm not turning on nobody, whether it's the people that's up in trial by after me or no matter what, I'm still supposed to stand in my beliefs, my principles, and my morals, regardless of what the other people did. We learned that as a fucking child. If everybody jumps off to the bridge, do you want to jump as well, Tommy? The answer is supposed to be fucking no. Okay? But it does make Gunna look better. Never erasing what Gunna did, not me personally. It makes him look better because he gets to take the position of saying, motherfucker, I did the yes man because this person and that person, your homie over here, or your brother Umfunk or whatever, allegedly, these guys were saying YSL's a gang. So what do you want me to fucking do here? You know? Both wrong, but you got video and paperwork out here that's attacking Young Thug's interview. You told us that Gunna was first, and we listened and we heard you out as to why you feel so vehemently towards Gunna opposed to other people that took a plea. And now you got shit like this. He's lost this. This is a lost battle. And I told you, as far as the war, what is left is your career and maintaining your freedom by not violating your fucking plea agreement. More reactions. Again, you're not supposed to live in a world where a gangster, a street nigga, somebody that's actually been involved in shit, allegedly, could be questioned by a 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine has been revitalized by the allegations and the things that Young Thug has done. 6ix9ine is talking street again. 6ix9ine is talking gangster again. 6ix9ine is getting on streams and pressing people. Yo, Aiden Ross, what you gonna do with this person? You can't do that with 6ix9ine is having a rebirth. He is one of the biggest snitch examples in hip hop history. He might be when you talk about hip hop history, snitching, number 1, you might say 6ix9ine. No bullshit, no exaggeration. And he is having a resurgence because of the reputation that Young Thug had. What? Look at this. 6ix9ine speaks on Young Thug's apology. I said the same, but rules are rules. He's like, I'm not leaving until you come over here with me, Thug. If one can't put ratting behind him, you can't either. And he's right. Now, of course, you did what you did at a higher level, but doing it is doing it. Can't create the gray area. I got to stay on my own logic towards that shit, right? Look at this. This was Young Thug's tweet apologizing to people. He said, to everyone involved in this situation, I'm sorry this is happening, and I hope you guys can forgive me. I'm moving forward with my life. Thank you, God. All right, this is the second time you're telling us that you're about to start ignoring this. Let's see if you can. Because the moment they feel like you sliding or whatever, or don't come back into power, or people's okay with you, they're going to release more audio clips. Look at 6ix9ine's answer here. And he still got fucking Young Thug in his default picture. I said the same, but the rules are the rules, man. Watch out. If one can't put rat behind him, you can't either. And he's right. They're not supposed to even be in the same sentence, but somehow in today's world, they are. They fucking are. Look at this. Did y'all see this one? The Spider-Man meme. Duke, Rollo, Thug, Gunner, Roscoe, Unfunk, Woody. Y'all see this shit, man? All right. Who would I be if I couldn't give y'all a laugh or two on a Wednesday, man? Anybody having a bad day out there? Let's get a laugh or two in. Look at the captions before we start using somebody. Why can the internet never be serious? They can't be serious about shit. The caption says that one friend who don't care about no cameras in the self-checkout line. And look, based on the color, this is like Walmart.
Fuck that, nigga. If we go to prison for the rest of our life, whoop-de-doo. We go to prison, nigga. Fuck that, nigga. If we go to prison for the rest of our life, whoop-de-doo. Yeah. We go to prison, nigga. Fuck that.
Nah, we ain't done. We ain't done. Yo, the internet will never take shit serious, ever.
Nigga, I created you, nigga.
Nah, read the caption first. When you see your gym partner working out with someone else.
Well, God created you, but I helped. I was a part of your journey. I've been with you the last 10 years. I spent more time with you than my girl, bro. I was around you more than I was with my fucking girlfriend, bro.
Yo.
With my kids.
Nah.
Nigga, I created you, nigga. Well, God created you, but I helped. I was a part of your journey. I've been with you the last 10 years. I spent more time with you than my girl, bro. I was around you more than I was with my fucking girlfriend, bro. With my kids. Nigga, I created you, nigga.
But I helped. All right, hold on. We got another one, man. It's not me, it's the internet. What's this caption? When I'm sitting next to my boy during SATs, but he finishes before me and doesn't wait for me. Yo, it don't even got to be SATs. We all done cheated on tests back in the day, right? I know I did, right? And isn't it, don't you look at your boy or your homegirl, whoever, like you teacher's pet, rat, bitch ass, fat, punk ass. Let me be careful with the F word. Punk ass. And obviously I said that's meaning that it could apply to anybody, okay? So nobody get mad at me. But punk ass, bitch ass. It's like we cheating, you know what I'm saying? And out of my peripherals, this motherfucker gets up out of his seat to walk down the aisle and go hand his test in. Like, where you going? I'm not done yet. Like, where you going, you bitch ass nigga? This shit is so true.
I get a license, all this piece of paper you sign, bro. Just because you trying to get home fast, or you just trying to get to a hole, or you just doing
just because you trying to get home fast. The nigga really got up out of his desk and left. Like, where'd you go? And just trying to get to a hole fast. The internet is sick.
a certain thing, bro. And you already done betrayed a nigga before, bro. A piece of paper, nigga. You gonna let a piece of paper and all this shit? I get a license, all this piece of paper you sign, bro. Just cause you trying to get home fast, or you just trying to get to a hole, or you just doing a certain thing, bro. And you already done betrayed a nigga before, bro. A piece of paper.
And you already done betrayed a nigga before, bro. The last test, Spanish class, you bitch ass nigga. Now we here in math, my worst shit, and you gonna get up because you trying to get to some hoe after school or some shit, you bitch ass nigga. Jeff, don't be mad at me, man. I swear to God, when I watched the internet, I'm one of the guys on the internet that was saying how good this interview was, and I was like, yo, it had depth to it. Don't go interview with Aiden Ross. This will do the best for you of any interview. Whatever pros and support you can get, it's going to come from this. You did a good job. And he did. I'm not going backwards on that. But damn, number one, you just didn't clean up shit. Then you got other shit that's coming out. Who took the first plea and he lied about school buzz and all this dumb shit. And it's just like, and then you're fighting so many people at once that have voices. Then the interrogation footage ain't going nowhere. They still dropping clips on you. You lost. So now they just saying, no, we having fun with this shit. The 6ix9ines are outside. What the fuck? Damn. Is this a piece of paper, bro? What is piece of paper? You try to get to a piece of what do you do? And you done already betrayed a nigga before? This is supposed to be a serious moment. The internet is saying, nah, fuck that. All right, that's the laughs for Wednesday. Actually, there's some other shit towards the end of the stream y'all might laugh at, but back to a reaction or two. I see Mimo did an interview. I ain't gonna play the whole thing, but
bro, I remember my first time meeting a nigga on stage. That nigga tall as hell, but no, I ain't with that shit. All that shit, I ain't with that shit, bro. That ain't my business in my place, but I don't with no snitch shit. I don't give a fuck. I don't got too much to say about it, but I don't respect that shit at all. Usually I be mad, I'm mind my business. That's their shit. Like everybody was with Gunna. Y'all gotta treat him like y'all treat Gunna now. On stage, ain't no big snitches or little snitches. You a snitch, gang.
Do you think it's any difference between, from what Young Thug trying to justify, anything between cooperating with the legal process or what people call snitching?
Man, hell no. That man said, y'all could take my number, ask me about anything, anybody, I'll tell y'all whatever y'all want to know, whatever the fuck he said. That's over cooperating. That's some working for you type shit, gang. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't respect that shit.
What was your thoughts about what he was saying about Dirk? You know, he said that, you know, he got a verse from Dirk and that Dirk didn't clear it and he didn't like that. He was upset about that.
I feel like I got two opinions on that. I feel like, but I know Smirk personally, so Alamo, they all about their bag, gang. I don't give friends, brothers, sisters, cousin, mother. We want our money, gang. Like, you know, that man signed to a label. They want their money, gang. Ain't no just clearing no features off. You know, he got to go through a whole legal process with them. I went through it with him with my songs, like, and I got my shit uploaded. But you know, they want their bread, bro. That's Alamo. And it could have been Smirk, like whatever he felt like. But I know Smirk with that man, like personally. I know both of them. Like, Smirk love dude. I know this is a heartbreaker to him, but you know, so I don't know. Like, I don't really know. My opinion.
So you feel like Dirk is pretty upset right now after hearing about
I know that for sure, 100%.
Yo,
because they did seem like they.
Yo, you just had to be here yesterday. You gonna betray a nigga over a piece of me? So, when I was in high school, I was in this program called Gateway. Gateway was like, if you was good in math and science, you got double periods of that. Me and my man AB, you hear me say his name a lot on this podcast. My man AB grew up with the guy, man. It's one of my brothers. He was in my Gateway program classes for science and math. Now, my man AB was always like, if I was a 7 out of 10 with math, he was an 11. I know I said out of 10. I did that on purpose. He was a fucking 11. And I would always cheat off of his shit when it came to some of my math shit. When I say math, people, like, you got to remember, I know a lot of us in here are a little bit older, been out of school for quite some time. But remember, there's a lot of math that you get taught in school that you don't do shit with in your life. These algebraic formulas and pi ratio, this fraction, this, and you know what I'm saying? And all that formula. I don't remember that shit. I don't know that shit today. That nigga do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna betray a nigga? Let that nigga get up while my test ain't done yet, man. Yo, we into it after school, B. Or you ain't coming to the crib. Yeah, we got some chicks today. Use You're not with the program today. Then nah, fuck that. Fuck that. I think AV. All right, let's leave Mimo shit alone. Another reaction here before we close out Young Thug. I didn't like this. Sukiyana drops her comment or enters the chat with her ghetto, disgusting, nasty ass talking about 6ix9ine. Stop talking about Thug and talk about homegirl that just died. This is the same girl that was just up there twerking with a pamper on to try to tell the internet this is how I get around my time of the month. Nasty ass, classless ass, disgusting ass chick. We already saw your World Star picture of you hoeing yourself out in a hotel to some nigga, right? Allegedly. Nasty ass, prostitute ass chick, allegedly. But I mean, let 6ix9ine and Thug do their thing. And if it's the rat shit or whatever that they're doing, which is horrible claims in either direction, one is confirmed and one like got the audio and all this other stuff, and you feel how you feel about it. Why you bring up this girl dying? Why you bring up this girl dying? What are you drilling? You want some drill shit right here? You involved in that? No, you have nothing to do with it. Like I could despise 6ix9ine. I ain't doing that. Y'all know how much I despise Kanye. If Kanye just had a homie or a homegirl or a girlfriend that died, right, and then he lashed out on somebody on the internet, I'm not gonna come on this stream, despite how much y'all know I can't stand Kanye, and be like, yo, Kanye, you got nerve dissing Jay-Z. Why don't you talk about your girlfriend that just died? I'm not doing that. There's principles to this shit. There's principles to this shit. It's just a disgusting person, in my opinion, Sukiyana. You know what I'm saying? Just a disgusting person. And at least 6ix9ine class back. The girl was one of my best friends who I met while being a girl in my music videos. She was killed because her boyfriend owed money. What does that have to do with your man telling at Sukiyana? I know your pH balance off stank trash. And I fully agree with this fucking post right here. I do. I don't give a fuck about your makeup or the work you got done on your body. You're a nasty, disgusting person. There's no attraction to her at all. Disgusting. Disgusting. But anyway, let me get off of that. As far as Thug giving 6ix9ine his rebirth, I don't want to play the music just in case, but this nigga's out here doing diss videos and songs, and you got the nerve to try to have the look of the gang and shiceyed up behind you. Like, that's a whole nother. Hey, fellas, like, you know, he admits and claims that he told, right? I hope you guys ain't out here acting like you're following street code, because that's a clear-cut contradiction. But the world is the world. There's somebody out there for everybody. So I'm off the background, but 6ix9ine is out here again doing gangster video. Look at him, guns in the corridor, that wiping his nose. Look, and he's getting it off. He's getting it off because of Young Thug. Insane. He also has pretty much given Woody a very, very solid start to him being a content creator or a streamer. You know, the trial birthed Woody. And then if Young Thug would have got convicted, there is no Woody. That nobody would ever want to listen to him. After the fact, now then people get to say, oh, well, maybe his testimony and him acting like that up there on the stand helped Thug. Cool. And now with the allegations on Thug, it just starts to clean up the 6ix9ines and the Gunners and the Woodies positions that they want to take. That's what happens. They're all having a resurgence. Gunn is having the quiet addition to his career, but 6ix9ine and Woody is having a resurgence. They like, thank you, Thug. Thank you, Thug. All right, let's leave it alone. Let's move on. Let's go to Drizzy. Drake. Shout out to Knox with a little breakdown here. One of our hip-hop community biggest reactors. Shout out to the homie.
That's just how I feel. Yeah.
I want you to pay attention to this license plate, because it seems like random numbers and letters when it's actually not. Pay attention to the VA. What's that short for? The state abbreviation of Virginia. Who just so happens to be from Virginia? Pusha T. Who just had shots at Drake on their recent album? Clips and Pusha T. And on this same song, Drake is talking about washed up rappers. He's talking about old rappers who are rusty. Now pay attention to these numbers. 34, 55, and 54. When you add them up, they come out to 143. Now Drake, Mr. Nokia, Mr. Snake, he knows all the classic references. Numerically, 1 stands for I, 4 stands for love, and 3 stands for you. The classic 143 translating over to I love you. Now put it together. I love you, Virginia. I can't help but feel like Drake is trolling the home state of Clips, but also Pusha T's wife is named Virginia Williams. And the beef continues.
Yo, I'm here for that one. I ain't gonna lie. Super overly triple cryptic, which is what the Kendricks and the Drakes are fully on these days. I'm not gonna say it. I'm just gonna do it in this multi-universe layer that you got to go figure out. I'm here for that though. I mean, Clips, they are a part of your demise, or I shouldn't say your demise. Drake is not going through a demise. But they had to do go through the whole thing of story of Adidon, right? Pusha T and Drake will hate each other forever. They just had a very successful album that dropped. Well, it was definitely critically acclaimed. I don't know about the numbers right now, but there was shots taken on that. These are your ops, right? I mean, Pusha T said one of the main reasons why he went cutthroat level is because you mentioned his girl. And here he is now coding her name on a license plate and saying, I love you to her. I'm here for it, man. As long as the music can match, I'm here for it. Well, actually, there's 2 clauses that I have for me personally, because I'm not anti-Drake. I've never been anti-Drake. The 2 clauses is, as long as, or 3 clauses. Number 1, as long as you can dish it and then you don't bitch when it comes back. No lawsuits towards Pusha T or the Clips if they do some shit on your name that got you looking crazy. If they come out with a whole documentary track breaking down, calling you a pedo or whatever, no fucking lawsuits. So that's number 1. If you're going to send it, don't bitch when it comes back. That's part of being a rat. You're being involved in something and then you go to an authority of any type when it doesn't go your way. That is a rat. No lawsuits for Pusha T. That's number 1. Number 2, as long as the music is good. And if you stay creative and we're entertained by it, then cool. I don't want to hear a diss going at Pusha T that's some Hey Delilah type of shit. But if you got a back-to-back for him, like, I'm here for it. Dope. Good music. Always going to win. Okay? And number 3, at some point, we want to see you keep some of this energy for Kendrick as well. Your main op, the main person that started all this issues that you're having. All right? Because if every shot that you take is about people around the situation, the LeBrons, the DeMar DeRozans, I will never stream with academics because he exposed that he streams not like us more than he streams my shit on accident. Pusha T and Malice and this person and that person. No, give us some codes for Kendrick. Okay. Those are the 3. That's all I'm looking for, homie. If it's dope, we here for it. All right. Off Drake. Tyler Perry, come have a seat. We covered this a couple times, right? Ooh, interview. Man suing Tyler Perry for alleged SA and harassment speaks out in new interview. Ooh.
Can you explain that first alleged incident?
I got into bed and then I noticed that he climbed into bed with me as well and started rubbing my leg. And I jumped up out of bed. Unless someone's been through something where they have their control over their bodies taken away, you don't really understand the...
Am I the only person that was listening to this and you couldn't get past the first question? Like, all right, you jumped out of bed because you rubbed your leg, but why the fuck did you get in that bed in the first place? Hold on. Let me take the big screen for a second. I'm gonna finish it, people, but I didn't get that. I just skimmed the beginning. I didn't get that for hold on, people. Hold on. Everybody put on your mature hat, okay? I'm not homophobic. Everybody put on your mature hat. when we read the paperwork at first, I was like, yo, Tyler Perry, you in some shit right now. That right there, that opening sentence makes me go right to money grab mode. Is this going to be a top 5 frivolous lawsuits for 2025 candidate? Did you just make this on accident a frivolous money grab looking situation? You got a man in the bed. Let's say there's nobody else in the house. That's why I said put your mature hats on, people. You got a man in the bed. It's just you two fucking guys are that. As a matter of fact, one of them is Tyler Perry, a literal, no exaggeration, billionaire. I assume up at this point, you guys have had some flirtatious based text messages, allegedly, or he's at least flirted with you at this point, allegedly, because, you know, the text messages and the shit that we read in a lawsuit, normally you don't get to the bed before some of that happens because there's a feel out process. No, I don't hang out with the girl for the first time and we meet in my bedroom, and then after that I'm flirting with you as if I'm trying to get to that, if I've already gotten to that. So the signs were already there. He's drunk texting you allegedly at times. We read those shits, right? So now back to the story. It's y'all two in the crib, allegedly. He's in the bed, allegedly. You already have flirtatious advancements from him in the past that you identified, and they're in your lawsuit like that, right? Allegedly. So why the fuck do you slide in the bed next to the man? Unless you with it. Allegedly. Let's be mature. I hope I play the rest of this and he contradicts the fact that he might have just blew himself up.
The kind of feelings that you get in that moment.
Can you explain that first alleged incident?
I got into bed and then I noticed that he climbed into bed with me as well. And
okay, my bad. So he climbed into bed with you. All right. I still have the same position. He wasn't in the bed first. You got him. I still have the same position though. You got in. What scenario is? Where is this? Does it say any? Where is this? Is this his house, a cabin, getaway? Where are y'all? Oh, the case of Derek Dixon suing Tyler Perry for alleged SA and harassment just got more attention as he sat down with ABC News to tell his side. In a candid interview, Derek speaks directly about an alleged incident that he claims went down while working with the billionaire filmmaker. Let me get a little bit more context. Hold on. Derek Dixon, an actor who appeared on Perry's hit TV show The Oval, is now the face of this explosive lawsuit. In his interview with ABC's Lindsay Davis, Derek gave the first detailed account of what he alleges happened between him and Perry. I got into bed, then noticed he climbed in with me and started rubbing my leg. You don't even get the chance to rub shit. Like how just the moment you get in the bed, if it's supposed to be some like, we're shooting here, I'm helping, right? We're shooting a scene here, just me and you. Is it can't be that. There got to be a camera crew there, right? Audio crew, camera crew, lighting crew. So if it's just you two, I can't equate this to work. So you get into bed, then he gets into bed. You don't jump out? No? All right, hold on. It says I immediately jumped out. Wait, this is after you rubbed your leg, though. Okay. I immediately jumped out of the bed, Derek recalled. He went further, adding, unless you've had your control over your own body taken away, you can't fully grasp the emotions that hit you in that moment. Wait, what? Unless you've had your control over your own body taken away. What? What does that mean? You can't fully grasp the emotions that hit you in that moment. What does he mean? Leave that alone.
started rubbing my leg. And I jumped up out of bed. Unless someone's been through something where they have their control over their bodies taken away, you don't really understand the kind of feelings that you get in that moment.
Can you
control over your body? You're drugged? You're drunk? You're high? I don't. If it's not that, what the fuck would you be talking about? All right. Chat. If I would have played that whole clip, which would have made me real gray the way I am right now, I would have brought up the actual ABC full interview. I'll maybe take a look at it today and see if it's worth bringing back tomorrow. Because I'm confused at some things. I'm so confused at some things, B. I just feel like we're establishing that it's just them two, right? They're not working. Like, how did you get there? Like, all right, let's move forward. Let me leave it alone. NBA YoungBoy. Stay away from any show that he has. Why would I say that? Because it doesn't seem safe. Now, I done been to some turnt shows in my time. Even this year, I might have went to one or two nice ones. I went to I did Chief Keef this year. Chief Keef brings out a young crowd the way that NBA YoungBoy does. Not as young as what I see in NBA YoungBoy shit. But he does bring out a younger crowd. And me, I bought my ticket in like this section that's like this VIP section above the crowd. And when I looked down, so my grand, matter of fact, I probably we probably brought it up on one of the streams. They down there mosh pitting at times, and I'm too old for that. I'm like, y'all got it. You know what I mean? Who else? Any other turnt shows that I went to this year? The Kendrick and the Scissor show that I went to. And you see that online too. You see some of these motherfuckers for some of this song, getting that, jumping that fight, jumping that. You see it, some of them crowds, they go crazy and they jumping around and pushing and a little bit mosh pity, right? But even when I went to the show for Kendrick and Scissor, it's more controlled and it's a mixed range, age demographic, older and younger. This shit right here, they got these little young niggas in the crowd taking off their shirts, looking like they got in with it. Like, it looked like they all got around the security of fucking detectives for some reason. I don't know why it looks like that. You see niggas online saying that all the green lighting in the crowd and everything got people feeling like it looked like Lion King when Scar killed Mufasa and shit. Like, yo, I'm not the biggest NBA YoungBoy music fan. Like, I couldn't tell you or name 5 of his songs. I pay attention to him. I know he has a big cult following. I know he's a big artist. I know he's got some hits, but I don't really follow him like that, to be honest. Musically, I don't. But shit, they're saying he's the Beyonce of young niggas. As far as when it comes to his shows. Yeah, I'm staying far away. And he's got y'all right now like this. Yeah, y'all got it. Look at this shit. Man goes viral after he shows he got NBA YoungBoy's government name tatted on his face. Kentrell. What do you explain? Like, what do you say to that? 5, 10, 15 years from now? What do you tell your girl? What do you say on a date? Because that's like one of those date questions. Hey, so I see the joint, what made you get that? Yeah, so that's the first name of my favorite rapper, NBA YoungBoy. You heard him? Yeah, I know NBA YoungBoy. Yeah, you're right. That is his first name, ain't it? So what made you get, still the same question. What made you get NBA YoungBoy's government first name tattooed on your fucking forehead like that? I just identify with him. Like, you do? You've been in all these shootings and you're in the music industry, or you're part of his gang. He saved your life. Do you know him personally? Anything? What is it? Is he related to you? What is it? Like, nah, I just love his music. All right, well, appreciate the dinner. You know what I'm saying? And what the fuck? But this is NBA YoungBoy's moment too that he's having out there on tour, and shout out to him. I always felt like one of the draws to him, the appeals to him, was that people feel he's a little not having of all his marbles, like the way he talks, the way he responds and acts, and gets into these moments where he just stares at shit. I see that viral clip too, where he's on stage performing and he just starts staring at in a crowd in order to capture and say he found somebody in the crowd that he don't fuck with. Y'all seen that? Like, that's NBA YoungBoy. He just starts staring off in space and shit. Like, he comes off like he's not fully there, right? And then you got all the controversy. Controversy is always going to move, and people's going to be attracted to it. The beefs, the King Von, and all, you know. So I get it. I know why the guy's got diehard fans. And I plan on staying away from them because they tattoo his first name on their foreheads, and they sneak around security detectives into his shows, take off their shirts, and start mosh pitting. Allegedly. Let me say allegedly. Somebody fuck around and try to you're bringing negative attention to his shows. Hell no. I'm joking, people. I'm joking. All right. Speaking of YNs, these is the niggas that be at NBA YoungBoy shows allegedly. Look at this. This is clearly the wrong street to turn down. See, that's a 6 series in the back. I identified because I had one. Fuck.
Fame. What is you saying?
Fuck.
Act right now. Act right. Act like folk now.
Join the service. It's easy. You can go Navy, Army, what the hell, Air Force. Just join the military. They give you benefits and shit. And you can do this shit. You ain't gotta be in the streets. You get paid for it. You can, help your family travel the world. There's shit out there like that.
Real talk. Real talk.
Fame. What is you saying? Act right now. Act right. Act like folk now.
Where's Charleston White when you need him? Like, if Charleston White was in that car, he would have made that call immediately. Like, yo, just drive down this block. The whole shit is on Iraq. Like, what the fuck? All right. If you're eating breakfast, turn away from the stream. Keep us playing in the background, but don't look if you're eating breakfast. Okay. Sorry, but I had to pull it up. Like I said, just when you thought you saw it all, and I'm from New York, I haven't seen the worst things in the subway systems, but I haven't seen this. I told y'all, if y'all eating breakfast, don't look. Right, Jay? Right? What the fuck? It was Sukiyana's sister right there, allegedly. Who thinks that is okay? Everybody just chilling too. Listen, you don't understand this world unless, yeah. I see y'all in the chat. You don't understand this. Yeah, yo, what the? Look at the chat. I warned y'all. Ain't no way. Look at the chat. Look at the chat. I told y'all. Parmesan for New York. He said he can't even get out of his head. See, I warned y'all. Now, dare I say, if you from New York and you use the New York subway systems, you're not fully shocked. Like, when I saw this, I was just like, I never seen that before. But the other side of me wasn't shocked. I seen somebody smoke crack before. I seen multiple people smoke crack before in a car, in the subway train cars. You know, like, the subway system, you will see everything. You see people fucking 1 o'clock in the morning right there in front of. They don't care in the New York subway system, obviously. But damn, dog. And you could tell it's so normal because look at people's reaction. People sitting next to you, whatever. They just like, whatever. As long as they don't get on me. That's insane. Last but not least, let's see if this is a funny one for y'all. Ladies, I want to know which one of y'all, who are you in this video? Are you left? Are you right? Are you red sweater? Who are you? Which one were you in your clique? Because this happens every day, I feel like.
The one in the red. I ain't trying to talk to y'all. I'm trying to talk to the one in the red.
Bitch, we don't give a fuck where your camera at.
Oh my, you are the ugliest I've ever seen in my life. Don't ask me no questions. You too asking anybody questions, my nigga. I should be asking you a question. Why are you so Stop asking me stupid shit. And your friend got a fat old ass. I'll tell you that though. Your friend got an ass on her. I might fuck that bitch if she lucky. Oh, y'all all sister. Damn, why she get the shit under the stick? I thought that shit ugly don't run in y'all family, so why she got it? What happened? Nah, the one in the
I'ma chill. I'ma chill. Ladies, come on. We got to keep it real, bad. We fellas talk about it our whole fucking life. The dynamic of y'all cliques and y'all groups. Some of y'all is the hater of the group. Some of y'all are the protector of the group. Some of y'all is the princess of the group. You know what I'm saying? Every fella in this chat has been there, had that moment. We have like a radar for it. You know, we see, there's 5 of them. I got to step around this one. I got to introduce myself a certain way to get past this one. And by the time I get to the one in the red, like, you know what I'm saying? The easiest way that we go about that normally is you bring multiples, right? You don't walk up on that on your own. You walk up on shit on your own if the whole group is got a good look to them too, because when they do, and that's the vibe from the outside looking in, they support their girl. And you feel it because you walk up and you start talking to one of them. And especially if you're already courteous to the others, like, excuse me, I'm my bad. And then you start talking to the main one or who you're targeting. The other ones, like, they cheer on a little bit. They'll do it in a form of smiling. Some of them might step to the side a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They'll even try to give her gestures like, yeah, him. Like, they'll do all that type of shit. But if they're not on the same accord and you're like, all right, this one is the driver, this one is the protector, this one's the not as attractive one, and that's the one I want, then sometimes you got to just bring more people with you. You know, it's a run interference. And a lot of us guys, we know those stories of somebody's got to take the L. Somebody's got to take one for the team. And take one for the team doesn't always got to mean that you got to fuck the one that nobody's interested in. It can just be entertain them, have a conversation with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep them focused, because some of these bitches is fucking haters. How you doing? I'm here to talk to you. And this one's like, oh, we gotta go. It's like, bitch, because nobody, like, why would you act like that? Like, why y'all here? Why would you bring her? I'm sorry, I gotta go. You know how she is. Like, we've all experienced that at least once or twice, right? Anyway, we're done. We're done today. Shout out to the chat. What do we got over here? God the brand and the era of successful snitching. This came up while we was going over the Young Thug piece. Why not come? Oh, I'm sorry, I said Young Thug. YMW Melly and his co-defendant Bortlen. Why not come home and be part of no consequence snitching? Well, there is no coming home if you got 5 lives plus 75 years, right? So he made his decision. He said, goodbye. I had enough. Runs out of that type of energy, huh? I kick in the door, waving the 4-4. Is he the king of New York? Is that a question? No, he's not. It's Jay, dog. Classic lyric. Shout out to Jay. Poppy Cashmore member says he's saying this man stood up. What was that in the Young Thug piece? I know that wasn't the Tyler Perry piece. Yeah. Well. So in my mind, I was thinking like that's a possibility, and I was just like, oh, wait, hold on. What is it? That's why I kept saying it like that. Like, what is he talking about? Like, I'll leave it alone. Maybe I should watch the whole interview to make sure it's, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, if you're not gonna, you heard what I was saying? I was like, to not be in control of your body. Are you referring to drugs or alcohol? So if that's not what you're referring to, what the fuck are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, let me leave that alone. I'm cool. I wasn't expecting. I'm here live with y'all, so I'm just being honest. I wasn't expecting that. Just being real. God the bread says he has the M-Jack effect on, or the M-Jack. What is that on these dudes? That was 7-11. Oh, you mean NBA YoungBoy? Oh, Mike Jack, M-Jack. You know, I would have caught on fast if you said MJ, but Mike Jack. Jackson, Tyson, Jordan, Ask One, Pat Guns, right? Yeah, NBA YoungBoy is one of them guys out there. So, you know, shout out to him, man. You know, hey, my blood, man. I just don't want to be around those crowds. Y'all got it. I'll catch you on YouTube. All right. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hour 20, not bad. Closer to an hour, and I feel like we covered a bunch of topics. Had some fun today. Had a laugh or two. Hope we didn't ruin nobody's breakfast with that last NY subway train shit. I gave you a disclaimer, didn't I? Worst case scenario, I will see y'all bright and early 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Y'all be safe. We out.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss making decisions, my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry True Podcast. Welcome to the house of. And shout out to the members.
Without, I think still got a gun.